Hey, I'm gonna start my Friday reads a little early because I need to return this book. It's I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, and I was so surprised how much I loved this YA book. It's a love story, twin story, family relationship type story, but what did it for me were the descriptions by the main characters. So the one main character, there are two twins, Noah and Jude. Noah's a boy, Jude's a girl. In particular, Noah's descriptions of how intensely he feels everything. It really struck a chord with me, and that was kind of what drew me in. Then the plot itself, while it's a little typical, I would say, it's done so well. It's not super neatly packaged. It's not overly hopeful. It deals with some tougher things, but in a way that feels like it's just some normal people's lives. It's not like overly dramatized in the way that teen angst can be overly dramatized. I would recommend this book, highly recommend this book, and I'm really super surprised because I had almost given up on YA as a genre. It's Wednesday, and I'm at the pool reading Diver's Clothes Lie Empty by Vendela Vida, and I laughed out loud at this phrase. One of Sontag's minions. Almost as amusing as the guy next to me who had been talking about being hit by lightning and only coming away with a mild concussion. Who knows? Anyway, this book, I found this book kind of randomly looking on Steve's like, reviews blog. I don't think it's open letters monthly or open letters weekly, but in any case, he was doing a review and he really liked this book, so I randomly picked it up from the library, and I was really surprised that it's written in second person. So like, you did this, you thought this. It's really bizarre. I don't think I've ever read a book in second person, but it's really good, and the main character, I think, is legitimately crazy. So it's Thursday morning? I've thought it was Thursday every day this week, so I hope it's actually Thursday today. Didn't get the job, found out yesterday, but that's cool. Moving on. I finished this book. I was blown away by The Diver's Clothes Lie Empty. It's so engrossing, and I think the second person narrative has a lot to do with it, but it's done so well that it doesn't feel schlocky at all. It's just amazing. And there are so many different layers to it. If you just read the surface level, then it's an adventure story of a woman who travels on her own to Casablanca, and her backpack is stolen, so she doesn't have any identification, any money. She's just in Morocco. And she tries to get the police to help her find her bag, and it doesn't really work out. And so this adventure ensues where she essentially takes on these different alternate identities. I'm trying to keep my glasses from glaring. These different identities, and she's absolutely nuts. But by the end of the book, you find out why she is acting out in this way, and it makes you rethink the arc of her story. It's just incredible. I'm so surprised, and I'm so glad I picked it up. The next book that I need to pick up is The Other Slavery, the uncovered story of Indian enslavement in America by Andrés Reséndez. I hope I said that right. It's kind of nice that I picked this book up after I've read the Moor's account by Layla Lalami. I'm really curious because Indian enslavement is part of the Moor's account of his time in the Spanish New World. I had first gotten this book from the library back in the spring, and I had done it for a chapter tag, and I really enjoyed the first chapter, but I had too much to read at the time. And now I've been holding on to it, and I only have 7 days to read it. So I need to jump on it, but I'm really excited for it, and we'll see how it goes. I'm not allowing myself to go into the library because the last time I did that to pick up a book, I ended up with Epitaph by Doria Russell, and now it's just such a temptation to read that instead of The Other Slavery. But I wanted to say one other thing that was interesting about this book is that the main character is a twin. And there are twins in the other book that I just finished, I'll Give You the Sun. And I'm a twin. Fun fact. I don't know that I've ever read so many books about twins.